Hi guys, so the government started the process of extending the right to vote to 16 and 17-year-olds. Now, some of the arguments against this were pretty weak. Nigel Farage complaining about woke schools and teachers having an anti-Reform UK bias. And then we heard this from a member of Kemi Badenoch's shadow cabinet, that 16 and 17-year-olds shouldn't vote, well, because exams. Have a listen to this.
To me, it seems like quite a cynical policy, to be honest. I think one of the starkest things I saw yesterday is that I think a majority of 16 to 17-year-olds don't want to have the ability to vote. The thing that I worry about, and look, I might be speaking as a new mum, is that's exam season. Elections are often in May, June, July, and I don't really think 16 and 17-year-olds need this added pressure of being dragged into politics.
Why would that be pressure to vote? I mean, for many of them, it will be a privilege. They might be studying politics in their exams.
Well, if you look at the stats yesterday, I think it was about half of them, or just over half, said that they didn't want to be able to vote.
They're not going to be forced to vote, though, are they? It's up to them. I wonder, could you just define a bit more what pressure you think teenagers will be under?
I mean, can you imagine sort of saying, OK, I've got this right. It's a new right. I've got exam season coming up, but maybe I should stay up to watch this political debate. Maybe I should be out there campaigning. Personally, I think 18 is the right age. I don't think I have no problem in politicians wanting to compete for younger votes. Part of our policy today to have nuclear energy, which is cheap and bringing down bills, is for the next generation. It's so that they can have a prosperous economy and they can have cheap energy just like we did as well. So I think that
she's talking about nuclear energy in relation to extending the right to vote to 16 and 17-year-olds. Okay, but I want to focus on this part about the exams. Look, they're doing their exams. They don't need to be distracted. Do you think the teenagers don't get distracted? They get distracted by everything during the exam season. My goodness, treating 16 and 17-year-olds like toddlers. It's extremely condescending, I think. I recently spoke to a 16-year-old who's really tuned in on politics. He's campaigning to be the communications coordinator for the Green Party. A really impressive guy. So why should he not be allowed to vote? Look, are there exams at those periods? Yes. But the right to vote for the general election happens once every 4 or 5 years. But of course the Conservatives are against extending the right to vote to younger people because young people don't vote for the Conservatives in great numbers. Some do, but nothing really to talk about. The Conservative base is over 60s. So they don't care about young people voting. They certainly don't want young people voting because this would dilute the voting bloc. Because if you have more people coming out and voting for other parties, it damages you. You prefer people under the age of 30 to stay at home because if they come out and vote for other parties, it's bad for the Conservatives. So the Conservatives would prefer maybe to have, a minimum voting age of like 45 or 50 or something like that, because then they would be locked in and they would remain in power forever. Because young people are tired of the Conservatives. The Conservatives have done nothing for them while they were in power. They made their lives more difficult. So, of course, the Conservatives would be against the idea of extending the right to vote. They would say, we care about young people. No, that you don't give a crap about young people. It's funny that there was a new organisation set up recently called Next Gen Tories to try and trick people once again into voting for them. Yeah, vote for us and we'll do nothing for you. But to respond to the right to vote by talking about nuclear power, wow, okay. Yeah, we're doing stuff for young people. We're campaigning for nuclear power. They're desperate. The Conservatives are absolutely desperate. And Reform UK have probably a better chance of reaching out to young people than the Conservatives ever will. They need to change their approach. If they want to win over young people, you need to present policies that young people care about. And the Tories are completely against that. They're a party of the elderly for the elderly. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think, and I'll see you in the next video.